Hey guys, this is me doing an update of what's going on. This is from CBS News about almost a day ago. Iran launches missiles at Israel as some hit Tel Aviv as Israel attacked Iranian nuclear sites and commanders. It's kind of funny how you leave Iran unchecked about what comes to nuclear capabilities and all that. People say like, what harm can Iran do? You should find out these are like terrorist states that vow to either A, convert everybody to their religion, which is Muslim, or wipe infidels out. You're not gonna tell me that's not the case. They have no friendly intention towards us. They do want to wipe us out. Trump came with an interest of wiping them out until Biden came in. And I'm not gonna go into details. You gotta read, research yourself to see what I'm talking about. But this is what it says right here. Warning sirens sounded across Israel on Friday as Iran fired dozens of ballistic missiles in retaliatory attack after Israel launched overnight airstrikes. A second round of missiles targeted Israel a few hours later. Some made through Israel's missile defense system, causing damage and injuries. Through the full extent of the damage is not clear. A little after 4:30 a.m. Saturday morning, local time, the Israel Defense Forces wrote on social media that Israelis are currently running for shelter in northern Israel as sirens sound due to another missile launch from Iran. It's not immediately clear if this marked a third round of missiles or just part of the second wave. In the first round, about 100 missiles were fired from Iran in two salvos, officials said. Israel has a robust missile defense system known as the Iron Dome, which intercepted most of the missiles. The IDF said the IDF reported a limited number of hits on structures, some from interception failures. Video and photos show numbers of buildings damaged or on fire. The IDF reported that 21 people has been injured and 2 was in serious condition. So basically, a lot of people went to cover. The moment they hit the sirens, they knew it was time to get out of there quick. Dozens more missiles came in the next wave, and again, the IDF said some, but not all, were intercepted. Search and rescue forces are currently operating in a number of locations across the country in which reports of foreign projectiles were received. So imagine you'd be more concerned about the foreign projectiles than the actual bombs themselves. A U.S. official and White House official confirmed on CBS News that the United States has helped Israel intercept Iranian missiles. During the strikes, U.S. troops at 2 bases in the Middle East were ordered into bunkers. Troops at the Union 3 in the Green Zone in Baghdad, Iraq, and Al-Tanf garrison in Syria spent about an hour in bunkers, CBS News confirmed. The retaliatory action from Iran came after Israel launched over 200 airstrikes in Iran. That's a lot of firepower, continuing a major operation that began overnight. IDF spokesman Brigadier General F.A. Defrin said Friday. Israel airstrikes are continuing, Defrin said. Iran's UN ambassador said Friday that 78 people were killed and more than 320 were injured in the Israeli attacks. Israel first launched the airstrikes early Friday and announced its operation was targeting Iranian nuclear facilities, scientists, and senior military commanders. Basically, they're trying to head up a possible nuclear confrontation. And I understand that. But the problem is a lot of innocent people getting killed. Because Iran has no problem putting viable targets near civilians. Tehran responded by launching more than 100 drones at Israel on Friday morning. Israel military said Defrin said earlier Friday that Israel air defenses had worked to intercept the threat. Later Friday, an Israeli military official told reporters that while the threat wasn't over, Israel has managed to intercept many of Iran's UAVs. Throughout the day, we once again demonstrate our ability to remove threats in a coordinated, precise, and direct manner, Defrin said Friday in local time. Basically, yeah, I showed these pictures of how they intercept the missiles. I imagine they got mini guns or phalanx guns to take out these either drones or missiles. It's very effective. That's why it's called the Iron Dome. Goes to say in a televised statement on Friday, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said that Iranian armed forces would respond ferociously to the strikes and leave Israel helpless. I won't go that far. Shortly after the statement, the IDF confirmed that a fighter jet has completed a strike on Iranian regime nuclear site in Isfahan area. I think it's Isfahan. Yeah, Isfahan, in central Iran. The strike dismantled a facility to produce metallic uranium, infrastructure, recovering enriched marine laboratories, and additional infrastructure, the IDF said. U.S. is not involved in Israel strikes, Rubio said, that's everything that we get involved. We're not in these strikes. We're not. The United States is not involved in Israeli strikes. Secretary of State Marco Rubio added a warning that Israel should not target U.S. interests or personnel, or we will jump in. The State Department informed multiple U.S. allied governments in the region Thursday in advance of the Israeli strike and intelligence operations in Iran. Four sources told CBS News Rubio personally reached out to a number of them, sources said. The main passage conveyed by the Trump administration in those messages that this was not a U.S. operation and did involve U.S. assets, and the U.S. prefer diplomacy to military force, which is true. We don't want the two nations jump in a military fight with Iran. Not that we can't take them, but we try to do diplomacy first, then force later. President Trump said in a post Friday morning on his Truth Social platform that he has given Iran chance after chance to make a deal with the U.S. on a nuclear program, but that despite his warnings to Tehran that the alternative would be much worse than anything seen. They just couldn't get it done. There already been a great death and destruction, but they still have time to make this slaughter over the next already planned attacks be more brutal. Come to an end, Mr. Trump said. Iran must make a deal before there's nothing left. I'm not going to go too much further because this is goes deep into how now that, Iran been struck, they got blood in their eye and they're not going to stop till they get their lick back on Israel. But folks, like I said, I'm going to post a link. Tell me your thoughts on it. And I hope to hear from you in the comments down below. Peace.